Between Surface and Silence, Episode 3, Silence as Material. In a world buzzing with noise, have you ever felt how daring it is simply to be silent? We usually picture silence as a void, the hush between words, or a pause that follows a sound. But what if silence is brimming with something unseen? Imagine silence as a living force, shaping the contours of life and art with its quiet strength. Welcome back to Between Surface and Silence. I'm Kevin Doberstein, sculptor, painter, and wanderer of the woods. Today we'll discover how silence is not a void, but a vibrant presence that molds, inspires, and transforms everything it touches. Part 1. What do we mean by silence? Silence in art can deceive us if we see it merely as emptiness. Instead, I imagine silence as a gentle stillness where meaning quietly unfolds. In this way, it means lowering the volume of cell phones, managers, politics, and all the glamour that pulls at us so we rediscover a softer, quieter energy. Perhaps that's why artists often treasure silence. Georgia O'Keeffe once said of her New Mexico home, and I quote, "It was all so far away. There was a quiet and an untouched feel to the country, and if I could work as I please." That untouched quiet, that rare freedom from interruption, is something I carry within me. For me, it comes alive in the woods. The gentle rustle of pines, the distant call of birds, the soft whistle of tree frogs. These sounds do not disturb, they infuse the silence with peace, a peace that sparks creation. So perhaps silence isn't an absence, but energy, an unseen collaborator waiting to be noticed. Part 2. Silence in Life. We often encounter silence most vividly in nature. Let me take you back to a winter's day as I hiked in the Gallatin Range outside Yellowstone. On that day, snow was falling softly as I climbed through the pines. Eventually the trees gave way to an open ridge, and before me was a mountain crowned in snow. The sunlight caught the blowing crystals, turning them into a glitter veil that streamed from the summit like a banner in the sky. In that moment, I stood still. I couldn't move, and silence held me there, suspended between awe and tranquility. In that moment, facing the mountain, breathing the clear air, silence had reset me. Distraction fell away as if a lens had been wiped clean. When silence arrives, truths hidden by noise begin to show themselves. Part 3. Silence and Art. Silence is not only woven in life, but it also finds a home within art. In painting and sculpture, silence often emerges as negative space, the quiet emptiness that shapes and defines what we see. What isn't there can be just as powerful as what is. As an artist, I invite negative space to let my work breathe, offering a quiet pause that invites reflection. This space encourages viewers to step back and immerse themselves into the piece, free from the weight of excess. In this way, silence becomes a material, sculpted, shaped, and carried into the work itself. Part 4. Silence and the Viewer. Standing before a painting or a sculpture, we find that silence reshapes our entire experience of it. That hush gently slows our pace. Within that quiet, our eyes linger on brushstrokes, trace the grain of the wood, catch details that might otherwise drift past us unnoticed. I call this slowful art viewing. a deliberate, mindful way to experience art. It becomes a meditation, allowing silence to draw us closer to the work itself. But when noise creeps in, distraction, devices, interruptions, the fragile connection can quickly unravel. Ultimately, the line between glancing and truly seeing often hinges on whether we invite silence to remain. Silence just doesn't belong to the artwork. It belongs to us, if we're willing to bring it with us. Part 5. Silence and the Artist. For artists, silence isn't a luxury. It's a collaborator. When I create in silence, ideas drift in unhurried, like mist lifting from a hidden lake deep within my mind. Silence becomes a gentle guide, sharpening intuition and quietly unveiling doors that really never existed. But silence asks to be welcome, not commanded. If we try to seize control, the work stiffens. When I listen, the work comes alive. In art, silence isn't passive. It is the most active partner of all. Part 6. Protecting silence in a noisy world. We are surrounded by a relentless storm of noise. News flashes, buzzing devices, and a flood of alerts all vie for our attention. In this atmosphere, silence seems on the verge of extinction. Yet it is a treasure we must guard, as if we were a rare and delicate species. Silence can even be an act of resistance, to pause, to stand firm against the pull of distraction. To shape empty space in our art in our days, letting silence give form to what matters. Silence draws us back to nature, to each other, and to ourselves. It restores our balance, sweeps away the noise, and returns to us what it's meant to be human. Perhaps the most radical thing we can do today is to honor silence and let it shape us. The closing reflection. Silence is more than the absence of sound. It is a material, a presence that shapes our perception. Silence serves as a bridge between the visible and the invisible. It bridges the chaos of noise and the clarity of being. With that in mind, thank you for joining me in this quiet exploration. If these reflections resonated with you, please share them with someone who could use a moment of stillness today and invite them to join us with this journey together. Next time, we'll continue uncovering the shapes and languages of art together. Until then, take a walk, notice the silence around you, and let it speak to you.